Okay, so first starting with Remy and Pap. So of course, the lovebirds of this show, basically we had saw like their whole tenure on Love and Hip Hop for this season, and it ended in their wedding. So sweet. So the question that was asked to them was, okay, Remy, Pap made this deal for you. You get the wedding, you give him the baby. So can you give us a status update? Are you pregnant? With child, whatever. Now, before she even spoke, let me begin by saying I already said in my head, you don't even have to ask her that. Like, she's gonna lie whatever you say, because if she's not like super far along, any celebrity, it would be foolish of them to not get past the first trimester before they announce that they're pregnant. In my opinion, if y'all remember Remy, she started off thickums at the beginning of the season, and then, as the closer that the wedding got, she started to slim down and slim down and slim down. And I was like, ooh, you are cute. I mean, you was cute when you were thickums, but like she's like super cute. She was super cute for her wedding dress. So she had slimmed all the way down. She had her bridesmaids going on a diet. Now here's the reunion, and she's getting thickums again. How do I know that? Well, she was popping out her shirt, but I couldn't see her stand up. But I'm thinking, some people do just have they are highly blessed up here. So this could be big and everything else could be small. But, I don't know. I don't remember it being like that at her wedding. So we shall just see how that goes. But I just have an inkling that that could be it. But you ain't hear from me. But anyways, unless it's true. But anyways, Pap, her and Pat both said, no, I'm not pregnant right now. I've been in jail all of this time. I just really want us to have a good amount of time together before worrying about a baby. And of course, Perfect Pap, he says, well, all she has to do is have the baby. I'll take care of it. Change diapers, this, da, 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 da. You know what, Pap? That sounds real good. It sounds real good until the crying baby comes and it's 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Then what you gonna do, bruh? You gonna be like, I'm asleep. Like I'll maybe we need to get a nanny or something. I don't know. Like, it sounds real good until the baby gets here. So I do agree. They should have some more quality time together. They asked her about her relationship with her mom. She said, well, I haven't talked to her. She talks to Pap every day. But with that being said, I will wait 6 years, 5 months, 4 days, 2 hours, 5 and 5 seconds to speak to her, because that's how long she waited to speak to me. And I said, Remy, two wrongs don't make a right. But, hopefully that relationship will progress. There was, what threw me off is there were like rumors or something about Pat being unfaithful, and they shut that down real quick. And then I loved how Remy said, no, there's not any pictures, text messages, whatever, of these so-called girls, because they're not out there. We haven't received an email. Trust me, I've been looking and they haven't came. And I said, you know what? High five, Inspector Gadget. I think every woman should be Inspector Gadget. Okay, anywho, let's go on to Yandy and Rah. So, Rah, of course, was upset that Yandy and Remy became friends, and she said she just doesn't like the fact that Yandy isn't truthful, and she acts like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I didn't know you had problems with this person. Oh, I'm so innocent. And I'm like, have you not watched Yandy all of these seasons? She's been doing that. And then Remy says, well, Yandy, I kind of, maybe I didn't catch it at the time, but looking back on it, you do throw little digs like, oh, maybe she can buy her some shoes. Like, that type of stuff is unnecessary. And I'm thinking, do y'all not know what the definition of shade is? Like, you kind of just like throw it in there. Or like, maybe you'll catch that, maybe you won't, but you can go back and look at it later and you'll catch it. Like, that's all she's doing. That's all. I mean, she could be doing way worse, but if it's somebody she doesn't like, I understand that. And it's not like she was like saying it to her face. She's saying it in confessionals, just like everybody else is throwing shade. But I'm sure if she wanted to say it to her face, she would. And then Yandy proceeds to get up and say, you know what? I'm just gorgeous. I'm living my life. Da 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 da. Check me out. Turning in circles. And I'm like, Yandy, You have a nice shaped body. But with that being said, you don't turn around and flaunt your outfit unless it is like amazing. Okay? But your outfit, it was cool, but it wasn't amazing. But whatever. So, Rah also said something to Yandy about, yeah, I'm supplying, yeah, I do supply shoes, especially to young man's girls on the side. I'm like, what? Stop right there, because Mendices, he's an angel, okay? We love Mendices. Do not taint his image, okay? And don't put that in her heart. The man is in jail, okay? I had to have a sentimental moment, y'all. Okay. Let's go to fight between BBOD, Mariah Lynn, Cardi B, and Young B. So really, it was just Mariah Lynn and BBOD on the stage, aka once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe, and I'm in it. I won't take it back because I did it. I was a hoe. Mariah Lynn and featuring Mariah Lynn. Okay, and on the other hand, we have Tatalicious. I don't even know the rest of the words of their song because couldn't understand anything. It was something about not doing dishes or something. Whatever. So, with that being said, they have an issue with each other. Cardi B is on stage. She's really on stage basically as backup for her friend and because she's a comedic relief. And so, Mariah Lynn they're going back and forth about, did Young B deserve to win Gwen and Fest? And Mariah Lynn has always had a problem with them. And Lexxy is like, Cardi, I don't even know why you're saying anything to me. Like, you stay out of it, all this, and that. And next thing you know, like, Cardi was like, y'all just mess with her. Cardi was like really real this whole reunion. She said, y'all just mess with her because she's so small. And so you feel like you can pick on her. And that's not even right. That's not even cool. And I really like the fact that if they're friends, you're going to stick up for her. Clearly, she's trying to stick up for herself, but that's 2 on 1. So I love that Cardi B was there. Then she says, what are you talking about? I never said nothing about her size. And then Mariah Lynn said, yes, you did. The first episode talking about, what is she, like 20 pounds or whatever? I can dust her away. She said, well, dust me then. And you know what? I have grown to like Mariah Lynn. Initially, I did not like her, but I appreciate her because she doesn't have little man syndrome, okay? She has a mixture of little man syndrome and like skinny girl syndrome, meaning like I might be skinny, but I can throw down. And like she's never scared. She's always like, what you gonna do? Like every time. And I love it. Clearly, these girls are way bigger than her. And, if Mariah Lynn won that fight against both of them, then I may need to go buy a lottery ticket, and she may need to buy me one and give it to me because I would be shocked out of this world. But with that being said, I love the heart that she has. I love the fact that she doesn't back down just because she's small or just because she's skinny. Whatever. She might be quick on her feet. Who knows? She might know some trick moves. She might know Taekwondo. But I absolutely love that she has heart. So, whatever. Let's well, we can't move on from that. Eventually they start going back and forth, back and forth. Of course, Cardi B got into it when Mariah Lynn stood up and said, "That's me." Then they stood up. Then I loved Young B came from sitting down and she came up there like, "What y'all gonna do?" I loved it. I loved it. I was here for it. BBOD got exited off stage left, stage right, whatever, and it was great. Now, keeping Mariah Lynn in the picture, we go to Mariah Lynn, Cisco, and what is his name? Oh, Rich Dollas. Wait, before I move to them, I really haven't had many good things to say about Mo Mess, aka Mo Money, aka like the Suge Knight of BBOD. I haven't had much good to say about her all season, but I can say I really did love her hair in this reunion. She probably had one of the best styles on stage, and I'm saying that sincerely. The hair on both sides and no side shaved off, and the softness, it looked like elegant and ladylike. It looked calm, it looked pleasing, it looked like, wow, you're not about to fight. It was very becoming of her. I loved it. It made her look like a woman, and I absolutely loved it. And she should stick to it, but she's a rapper, so that may not go with the image that she's going for. But whatever the case. Cisco is He's always salty. He didn't have issues with Rich because they've already worked that out. So I appreciated that they didn't go rehatch all of that. But he did admit that it started off as like, just the get back at Rich plot with Mariah Lynn. But then he noticed after a while he started feeling bad because he said, she's all about her family. We have things in common. I kind of feel bad, but I got to finish the mission. So whatever the case. Rich is basically saying Mariah wasn't that big of a deal. She's like, oh, really? Oh, really? Okay, then basically, why was I pregnant if I wasn't that big of a deal and you just had me in cars and bathrooms and stuff like that? I went back to your house every time. I am not a hoe. If that's what you want to call it because I want to have fun, okay. And I'm thinking, in your song, you said once upon a time not long ago you was a hoe. Like, are your lyrics not real? But whatever. So I was like, Mariah, just because you end up in his bed it still doesn't mean you were something, but whatever. And then you say you were nothing, but you got pregnant and you got rid of it. That still doesn't mean you were something. Like, people can have one night stands and be with a complete stranger and get pregnant. That still doesn't mean they were something. I mean, you'd be something if you had the kid. You'd be a baby mama and he'd be a baby daddy, but y'all still were not an item. So whatever the case, she had her interpretation. He had his. Move on. Still speaking of Richie D, he was addressed about having his daughter on the show. He goes forward and admits, hey, when I asked her the question about being a virgin, I really did not expect that answer because I had asked her plenty of times beforehand off camera and she said she was still a virgin. They got on camera and it changed. And so I'm sure that his reaction on camera, that was just, that was fresh. That was real. That was pure. That was, are you joking or are you serious? Because we talked about this. Like, he was probably only saying it to portray you in an angelic form. But now you're like, no, I really have. And he's like, whoa, your mama's going to be pissed off at me. But, that kind of scares me a little bit because I'm thinking maybe she said that because, okay, one, perhaps it could be the truth. But two, it could get her ratings and her some time on TV. And I just don't know that reality TV is for everyone, especially if you're that young. So I am kind of glad her mother came and her mother took her back. I respect Richie D for saying, you know what? Her mother has raised her most of her life. I want to be in there. I want to raise her. I want to do my part. But she's been there the majority of the time. And I don't want to mess up whatever she had going because my daughter is doing well. Let's just do what's best for the child. And if what was best for the child was to be with her mother, then he respects that. And I respect him for that. So, kudos to Rich. Okay. Oh, Cardi B randomly snapped on somebody in the audience and called her like fat and you need to get out of here. And you said I was always going to be a stripper and I wasn't going to be nothing. Get out of here. And I was thinking, I didn't even see the person that she was talking about. Well, I watch Love and Hip Hop reviews too. So there's a YouTuber that her name is Color Me Pink with a Y. And I was listening to her and she said that she was the one in the audience. And she was so confused because she loves Cardi B. And luckily she got to still watch the show from like the side of the stage or whatever. She was still able to listen to it, but she was really confused as to why, because she wasn't laughing at her, but whatever. Or I really don't know about that. Maybe Cardi B, maybe they got the wrong person. Okay. And last but not least, let's get to the messed up, never-ending love triangle. Tara, Peter, Amina. We can get through this fast because we've rehashed this for seasons. Basically, Tara's pregnant. Her baby is due in 2 weeks. I can say she looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the glow that is going on with her. Her hair, her dress, it was amazing. Her pregnancy photo, they talked about that. Really nice. Got a lot of views on Instagram. Peter said she looked nice. Amina was salty the whole time on stage. Amina has grown up throughout the season. She has more of a backbone now, but she's been through everything at this point. But, they're asking Tara, are you okay? How do you feel about this whole situation? And she said, basically it took two. And they said, well, how did you not know you were 18 weeks pregnant? And she said, look, I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't my intentions to have a baby. And let me go a little further into detail. I know everything that goes on with my body, and so does Peter, even still to this day. Dig. I know everything. So with that being said, I took a plan B. Well, plan B didn't work. So then plan C turned into plan A, which was having the baby. And that's just what it was. She kept it a secret, so what? It was probably her way of getting back at Amina. But as a result, Amina does the same thing to her. We think that Peter has gotten the vasectomy. I don't even know at this point if he has gotten it or not. But Amina is pregnant. Bam, Tara is pissed, and I can't wait to see it on next week's episode. Like, comment, subscribe. Check me out on MrsBlogaholic.com. Bye.